what are the characters like? Like, what are people pursuing a degree in law looking like? Because when we talk to people that do go to med school or something like that, there's like what they call like the chasers that like are really like pursuing that. They're like, I'm going to be this specialist. I know from day one, and they're like, I got to be the top of my grade for everything. And then there's kind of the people that float, check out everything. Is it similar, or what's it like?
Very similar. I guess our equivalent of chasers would be gunners. We call them gunners.
Oh yeah.
They're the people who are going to sit in the front in every class. They're going to raise their hand. They're going to be chasing the professor out of the room to talk to them. And law school is built on a lot of hypotheticals. So it's like, imagine XYZ happened. Like, what does that mean? And we're all sitting around like, okay, well, what law did they break? Or what would apply? Or what's their defense? Or whatever class it is. And a gunner's going to raise their hand and be like, well, what if blah, blah, blah happened? And she said this, and then this happened, and then there was a car crash, and then
a lot of devil's advocates over here. Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember any really good examples of like some ridiculous prompt you guys were given that you're like?
Oh God, I feel like I just blocked it out because I was like, this is just so ridiculous. The professor is gonna be like, you need to stop, or like talk to me during office hours.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's. I know some people in my life that would probably love a class like that. They're just, no matter what I say, they're gonna say the opposite back to me and make me explain why I think what I think. And I'm like, are you my friend or what, dude? And they're like, well, what about this? Or what about, okay, man. All right.
Sometimes you have to wonder, like, is this genuine curiosity? Like, are you really trying to just deep into the material, or are you just hoping no one gets called on for the next case?
Yeah.
Like, who are you looking out for? Someone didn't read today.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So is that a lot of your classes then are like discussion based?
I would say as you get up, so like your second year, your third year. So we have 3 years. We call them 1L, 2L, 3L. When you get into 2L and 3L, it's more seminar based, workshop based. But your first year, your 1L year, you're in what's called doctrinals. So those are like the absolute core classes. It's constitutional law, criminal law, torts, contracts, God, what else? Property law, and then writing. You'll usually have like a writing class or research class, depending on what law school you go to.
Yeah.
So those classes are set for everyone. You take the same ones each semester, you know, as everybody comes through. That's just the order that they do things in. Yeah. And so in those classes, it's like 70-something students all in a lecture room. And depending on the style of the professor, they're just going to call on people all day and say, tell me about this case. What are the facts of this case? What happened? What rule did the judges decide? What does that mean for the law? How was XYZ applied? If you were this person's attorney, what would you do? Stuff like that. Yeah. And you go through every single case in those doctrinal classes sort of in that format. Like almost everybody does it that way. If you're at a more traditional school or you have an older professor, they might make you stand up and recite things. You don't get to use your materials. You don't get to go off of anything. You just off the dome have to say, this is what happened in this case and this was the result kind of thing. And some of them, they will make you stand there until you get the answer.
Until you figure it out.
Or they will stick with you until you get the answer or say something, say anything.
Yeah. Wow, that kind of stressful.
Yeah.
Kind of stressful.
Yeah.
But I feel like being a lawyer is a little stressful, you know, especially if you're going to court and stuff like that.
Yeah, you have to stay on your toes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those professions that, like, you see in TV and film. Yeah. And you think, like, I feel like people either think, like, oh, that would be really cool, or you're like, man, I hope I don't have to deal with a lot of this in my life. And I would be the latter, I think.
I feel like we also have the reputation of, like, being squares. Like, they just expect people who go to law school to be, like, really, really intense or just, like, absolute squares. And there's characters in there. Yeah? There's some characters.
Yeah, what are, like, with all due respect, the dumb kids like in law school? Like, the fun, like, class clown, goofy kid. What's that guy like? And
they're probably the comedic relief, give a silly answer during a case.
Do they still get the degree, you think, most of them? Some of them? Okay, hell yeah. That's
degree. What. Yeah. I will say, law school gives the impression that you have to be the type of person there to be there at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., grinding all day, pulling 12-hour days, like the most intense, always working weekends. And that works for some people, for sure. You definitely have to work hard, but in my opinion, the people who were most successful in my class had a really good balance. Like, they had really rich social lives, they had significant others, they did events, but they studied hard. Like, school was school, and when they were in the school building, they were there to do their work. You can always have a silly, goofy time, though. And the law school can facilitate that sometimes. I mean, there were organizations that would put on events. We had like a wellness organization that would like do cute stuff on campus.
Yeah.
There's sort of this tradition in law schools where one night a week or maybe every couple weeks, everyone will go to one bar together, and it's called bar review. And to someone who doesn't know someone in law school or doesn't understand, you might think they're going to review for the bar exam weekly, but everybody's actually going to get like absolutely wasted on Thursday.
That's awesome.
So everybody just goes and joins this communal experience of like being at the bar together, hanging out, mixing and mingling with people who maybe aren't in your section or in your grade or whatever, and just like getting to know each other. And that event truly does break the ice, even if you don't drink, because I didn't drink for most of law school, and I had a great time at bar review.
Yeah,
love bar review.
I feel like that's a vibe. Yeah, and you guys are also too. I feel like when you're in a field that's like the work is very serious. You know what I mean? Like that is serious, and it does require a very significant amount of like dedication to like prepping and being on top of things. To have a space where there's like play and it's like, all right, we're all gonna work really, really hard, but we all are going through that same thing, so it's kind of cool to just like kick it and talk shit about that thing that we're working really hard about. That's gotta be fun. Well, do law students? Do you guys beef with anybody? Like, who are your guys' nemesis like on campus?
Probably the dental students.
Really? Okay. Why do we hate dental students?
Because they would come into our building all the time and take up our study tables.
Oh, shit.
During final season, like, they would pop out. They would pull up in their scrubs, so we would know who they were, because none of us are wearing scrubs. We're wearing, like, average clothes, or there's always a suit guy. Every class has one guy that wears a suit every day. Whether he just wants to wear a suit, or if he has, like, a professional life, a real job, something outside of school, because there's part-time students, too.
Sure.
So everyone has a suit guy in their class.
I love that.
The dental students, they always take the freaking tables.
Yeah.
And they just study in our building.
I don't trust the dental students, man. I don't trust them. I had to get my wisdom teeth taken out last year, and this guy, they had me sign in the like as he's like about to like he just gave me a shot for something, and he has me sign this document that's like just so you're aware, like what did he say? Oral surgery is not an exact science, and there's all that. And I'm like,
what does this mean?
I'm like, bro, you just shot me with something already. Like, what? He's like, oh, nurse, can you have him sign this real quick? And I'm like, oh, I guess. And I've got like shit in my mouth already. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't go wrong. But yeah, so I don't trust them. That's probably why they were beefing with you guys.
Yeah, don't leave any pieces
They're doing sketchy shit.
Mouth. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they have to go to school for 5 years, whereas we have to go to school for 3.
Yeah.
So, rip, I'm so sorry for you guys, but they took our tables all the time.
Yeah.
And that was personally really annoying for me as someone who I sat at the same table every day. Everyone knew where to find me. Like I was front and center in like the general hangout area. So it's like, you guys are at my table.
This is
you
my
guys
spot.
are in the study room. Like, get out.
Especially if it's a big campus or a bigger campus, go find somewhere else, right?
You have your own whole building. We have our own whole building.
Oh.
Stay in your building.
So they probably thought you guys were cool.
I
mean, you guys are done in 3 years.
The school is nice.
Yeah.
The school is nice. The law school is really nice.
Yeah. I do. I know somebody who, one of my regulars at my old job, he does like audio video stuff at the law school specifically. So he would always like tell me I have to come up there and check out the studio. I still haven't yet, but it's beautiful. The pictures he'd show me are beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the hardest thing about law school, or even now that you're practicing? Like, what's like something that is annoying to deal with, or the most difficult, you would say?
Okay. I think it's kind of like a mix of two different things. Like, for sure, during school itself was not hard for me. Like, the social dynamics of law school were really hard. Like,
what are the social dynamics?
You get in and it's middle school all over again. People are cliquey. People are gossipy. Like I said, bar review. People are out and about. People are flirting. They're hee-hee-ha-haing. People are watching you.
Yeah.
They're watching you.
Okay.
So trust and believe, anything that is said on Thursday at bar review, it's going to get to the school Friday morning. You're going to show up for your 9 a.m. Everyone's going to be like, so
you and
what
suit
did you
guy.
do?
Yeah.
So what did you do? Where were you at? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it was like a really interesting time, because I was like, I don't care, because I had a gap year. Like, I'd been out of school, like I'd had a job, a whole other career before I went back to school.
Yeah.
So I'm back in school, like, okay, I'm gonna be around a bunch of like really cool, smart people. Like, we're all in this to like learn and do cool stuff. And then you get there and it's like, well, so and so's beefing with so and so because they like the same guy, and at the bar this happened, or like, did you hear in class that this person said this silly thing? And I was like,
we are in high school again.
Yeah, we really are. And that was tough because I was like, I don't care. With peace and love.
Yeah,
with peace and love.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think one of the other hardest things was we got into orientation and they spook you. They scare you about social media. They're like, lock it down. All you need to have is LinkedIn. And I was already on TikTok like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah. Wow. God damn.
Yeah, so I was scared. I was like, oh, my God.
Did you have a moment like maybe I should stop posting on TikTok?
Yeah. I've had a few moments where I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't for me or for me anymore. But ultimately, I think the good outweighs like the weirdness that I have to experience. At least like when I was in school, I was like, the impact that I'm making on people who want to go to law school is greater than anything that people could be saying about me or for the reason that I'm posting. But it's still like a very conservative profession. So people want you to be like prim and proper and respectable and whatever that means for wherever they work, you know, and that can be hard to get into, to understand. People are gonna watch how you speak, they're gonna watch how you address people, they're gonna watch how you dress in certain settings, they're gonna watch what you post on social media, they're gonna watch what you post on LinkedIn,
which is interesting because they end up representing some of the worst people in the world, like some of the people that don't follow any of those proper and prim ways of being, you know. So that's interesting. Okay. All right. Wow, so they're uptight about that. Did you ever have like a moment where they, like a teacher or somebody was like, hey, you need to chill? Like, did anyone ever say anything to you? No? Okay, that's good.
No.
They couldn't. They knew. I feel like, I don't know the law, obviously. You know the law. I have no idea what I'm doing. But my gut tells me that there's no, like, that you wouldn't post anything that would mess with your law or your ability to practice law anyways. You know, like, what would they say? Like, oh, you try matcha. Like, you like go to Milwaukee events. Like, what, like, you give your opinion. That doesn't matter with what I'm doing with this case. Like, I don't, you know. So it's always interesting to me when people, because I have friends in different other professions that get worried about social media, or they'll like want to do my podcast, and then like I say a lot of dumb stuff, so they're like, they don't want to be attached to that. I get that, you know, but I'm like, dude, they can't fire you because I said something stupid. And they're like, well, they might, and I'm like, well, then we sue them, bro. And again, I don't know how the law works, but I'll call Sophia and we'll get it figured out.
Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.